All right, guys. Hope you're doing fine today. We're going to start with question number 1 of You Have a Problem number 7. All right, so question number 1 is how many gallons of water does it take to fill an aquarium with the dimensions of 40, 45 inches, 56 inches, and 125 inches if 1 gallon is equivalent to 2,000 inches cubed? All right, so I always start with an illustration. My illustration is not drawn to scale, but I have enough information in my drawing to help me visualize what I need to do in order to solve this problem. So remember that the problem says that you have to fill an aquarium with water. How many gallons of water? So I'm drawing my aquarium. My aquarium is not, like I mentioned, drawn to scale, but I know that it is a regular prism, and I'm going to have a length, a width, and a height. And I know that my answer is going to be in inches cubed. So basically this is a volume problem. How much water does this aquarium hold? So what is the volume of this container? Okay, so my answer will be in inches cubed. So I'm going to fill in my information, my length, my width, and my height. So I have volume is equal to 125 inches times 45 inches times 56 inches. And when I multiply everything out with my calculator, I will have the following answer: 315,000, 315,000 inches cubed. So the second part of the question says, if 1 gallon is equal or equivalent to 2,000 inches cubed. All right, so my answer is 350,000 inches cubed. So 1 gallon is equivalent to 2,000 inches cubed. So 2,000 inches cubed per gallon. So I'm going to set this proportional to this. So I do not know how many gallons this is, but I do know that 1 gallon is equivalent to 2,000 inches cubed. So basically I need to see how many gallons there are in, and that should be 315, not 31. How many gallons there are in 315,000 inches cubed. All right, so I'm going to set up my ratio. So I'm going to basically solve this. I'm going to cross multiply. So cross multiply. I have 315 times 1 gallon, and this will be 2,000 inches cubed times X gallons. So when I'm cross multiply, I have everything equal. I'm going to divide by 2,000. When I do on one side, I must also do to the other side. By doing this, I will find out the value of X. So once everything is multiplied or divided, I have the answer 157.5 gallons. So X is equal to 157.5 gallons. And that is the answer for number 1. How many gallons of water does it take? It takes 157.5 gallons of water. Okay? All right, so for question number 2, question number 2 says expand the product of S minus 2, that's in parentheses, times P plus 13, which is in parentheses. All right, so whenever I'm asked to expand and I see that my problem, the digits are in parentheses, I'm going to use my order of operations. What should I do first? So I'm going to examine what I have. Do I have things in parentheses? Yes, I do. That's the G for grouping symbols. Do I have anything that needs to be simplified in these parentheses? Well, at this point, no. There's nothing I can simplify. Do I have any exponents? No. So next step is to multiply, divide, or add and subtract. So in order to solve or expand this, I am going to use what is called the FOIL method. I am going to multiply the first 2 digits or the first 2 values. Then I'm going to multiply the outer, then the inner, and then the last. That's the FOIL method. Okay? So, the first is S and P. So, S times P is SP. The outer, negative 2 times 13. Excuse me. S times 13, not negative 2. The inner would be negative 2 times P. And then the last would be negative 2 times 13. So my answer would be SP, 13S, negative 2P, plus negative 26. Is there anything that I can group together? Are there any common or like terms? I don't see any common or like terms. Nothing I can group together. Nothing I can simplify. So I'm going to leave my answer as it stands right here. That was question number 2. All right, so question number 3 is also a question in which we need to expand to find the final answer. So it's similar to question number 2. Question number 3 says, expand the product and find the answer to 2x times negative 1 times x plus 5. I'm going to use the FOIL method again. I'm going to multiply the first digits, the outer digits, the inner digits, and then the last digits. So that would be 2x times x. That would give me 2x squared. The outer would be 2x times 5. 2 times 5, where 2x times 5 is 10x. The inner is negative 1 times x. So that would give me a negative x. And then the last would be negative 1 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5. So negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Now I'm going to look and see if there's anything I can combine or any like terms, anything that I can simplify. So looking here, I see that I have two terms that are x's. I have 10x and I have a negative x. 10x plus negative x will give me 9x because this is understood to be 1. So my final answer is 2x squared plus 9x plus a negative 5. That's your answer for number 3. The number 4 is also similar to 2 and 3. The only difference with number 4 is that this is something that I expect you to know without having to FOIL it. Without having to use the FOIL method, you are at a point in your high school math career that you should know the answer to this without using the FOIL method. But just in case you forgot, we're going to multiply the first, the outer, the inner, and then the last. First, a times a will give me a squared. The outer, a times b. The inner, b times a. A times b and b times a is basically the same term. So that would be ab plus basically ab. And then multiply the last two terms. That'll be b times b, which is b squared. So combining these two terms right here, you would have the final answer, a squared plus 2b plus 2ab plus b squared. And that is your final answer. You should know by heart what a plus b squared is. Okay? And last but not least, we have r squared plus 15. Alright, so the problem says, substitute the given value of the variable in the expression and then evaluate. So you're given r squared plus 15 when r is negative 3. So basically what you are to do is you're going to substitute this digit for r. So it says r squared plus 15. What is r? R is negative 3. So negative 3 squared plus 15. Negative 3 squared is the same as saying negative 3 times negative 3. And then you're going to add 15. Negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. Because we know that a negative times a negative is a positive number. So we're going to add 9 plus 15. And when you add 9 plus 15, your answer is 24. So the final answer is 24 for number 5. Any questions about the 5 questions and you have a problem number 7? All right, these were your solutions. Reach out to me if you had any questions about how I got the answers to these problems. Thanks. Bye.